how effective we have to learn how effective is the price on demand, whether it is causing the bigger changings or it's adding small changings. So that is what we have to see in this topic. So you see that there are different methods to find the price elasticity of demand. So whenever price elasticity is equals to 1, this is called unitary method. When it is equals to 1, demand curve will be like this. When it is greater than 1, when it is less than 1. So demand curve could be steeper, could be flatter, or could be normal. And also demand curve can be inelastic or can be perfect elastic. So these are also different terms that are used when we study price elasticity of demand. So now I'm going to show you how. So we see that price and demand. Price is 1, demand is 20, price is 2, demand is 10. So it shows that now we have to learn the formula for price elasticity of demand is change in quantity demand divided by change in price multiplied by price over quantity demand. So this is the formula that we used while to find the elasticity of demand. So if the elasticity of demand is greater than 1, it means it is steeper or it is having more effects on demand. So if price elasticity is equals to 1, it means it is causing the same changings as is changing the price. So if the elasticity of demand is less than 1, it means it is having small changings. I can write it down. You can also make notes of it. Elasticity of demand is equals to 1 means same changings in price and demand. So elasticity of demand, if it is greater than 1, means it's causing heavy changings in demand. If elasticity demand is less than 1, means it is causing low or least changings in demand. So these are 3 things that could happen, but there are some other things. If elasticity of demand is equals to 0, it means price is putting no pressure on demand. Demand is not changed by price, whether price increases or decreases. So when price sometimes it becomes infinite. Infinite, I will put a sign on. So it means price is not changing, but demand changes. So infinite is you can note it down. I'm sure you are making notes of it because it is very necessary. Moreover, I am sending this to ma'am. Okay, so these are the 5 conditions that we study in elasticity of demand. Equal to 1, greater than 1, less than 1, equals to 0, or infinite. By equals to 1 means price and demanding changing at same rate, while greater than 1, demand is changing more vigorously. Less than 1 means demand is on a creeping style. It is changing at a low rate. Elasticity of demand is equals to 0. It means demand is not changing by the price. Elasticity of demand is equals to infinite. It means price is not changing, but demand is fluctuating. So that is not affected by the price, or it is highly affected by the price. So that is the elasticity of demand is equals to 0 or is equals to infinite. Is it clear, Haryshaa?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we see that in these questions, if price, I'm putting, if price is on this side, so price is a decrease in price is causing same change, same rate of change in increase in quantity demand. Okay.
Okay.
So it means that it is elasticity of demand is equals to 1. We call it, this method is called unitary method in economics. So here there is a, this red line is a steeper curve. So what we observe, look it carefully, you will see and you will find it by yourself. What is this change? So this was the first price. Then after that, we see a change. Price is decreasing at a high rate. Will it affect the demand at the same rate? So you see that price has gone down and quantity demand has shifted rightward. So which is the larger change, bigger change in price or demand?
Price.
Price. So it means it is not affecting the demand properly. So we will say that elasticity of demand is less than 1, because here demand is less affected by the price. Is it clear?
Yes.
If something is not clear, you can ask again and again and again, no problem. But the thing is, you have to learn the topic properly. Then you will be able to having the ability to solve the complicated questions that we will be doing in past papers. So
Haryshaa,
here
did you
is,
send the last class's notes? Kindly send it, beta. Okay.
Okay,
After
ma'am,
this
I'll
class,
send
send
it.
the notes. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll send
Okay.
it in Victor.
Okay.
great. So here we see that price was at this point and quantity demand was here. So what will happen if there is a slight change in price? So we have to check whether it is making the same changings in demand or high changings or low changings. So you have to judge it by yourself. Is the demand is affected more than the price or not? In this case, price is reducing, price is decreasing at a low scale from P1 to P0, and demand has increased from Q1 to Q2 at a large scale at a higher rate. So we will call it elasticity of demand is greater than 1.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So I am also sending this. So here we see two more scenarios that could be the possible scenarios. I'm going to show you how. So sometimes demand curve stays and sees like this, and sometimes we see that like this. So what are these curves? Let's check it. We see that if price is P1, quantity demand is same. If price is decreasing, quantity demand is same. If price is more decreasing, quantity demand is same. So demand is not affected by price. So we will call elasticity of demand is equals to 0. Why so? Because it is not affected by the price. We have observed that the price is increasing, price is decreasing, but it is having no effect on demand. So that is why demand is not affected. So we will say that elasticity of demand is equals to 0. Got it, Haryshaa?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what will happen when we see this blue curve, that is a demand curve? In this curve, we see that price is not changing, but demand is increasing again and again. So this type of condition is called infinite elasticity. Why so? Because we see that in this scenario, in this case, price is not changing and demand is increasing. So this thing will be called elasticity of demand is equals to is infinite. So actually there's no infinite sign in this software, so I will put it myself.
Okay.
Okay. So sent. So same is the case with elasticity supply. Elasticity of demand. So now we have to learn and understand what is the reasons why we see that there is elasticity in demand. So first of all, we have observed that there could be, when the price has gone down, more buyers will come to the market to buy that product. Why? Because at higher rate they were not able to pay and understand, they were not able to pay against that money because they were not having sufficient funds for that. But then after that, when the price has gone down, price has decreased, now they have increased purchasing power, and now they can purchase those commodities. So that is why new buyers come, and that causes and pushes demand to the upward. So demand is increasing. So there are certain more reasons, whether fashion, climate, religion, taste, price, income, lifestyle, and show off. So there are many more things that can affect the demand. So that is why there we see that there is an elasticity in demand curve. So same is the case with price elasticity. Price elasticity has also these four things. So I am going to show you how. Price elasticity of supply is equals to 1. What does it mean, Haryshaa?
Same change in price causes.
In price and demand. So what is, if it's greater than 1, means high rate of change in supply. Sorry, it's supply, not then price. And what is elasticity of demand is less than 1. So it means low rate of change in supply than price. Elasticity of demand is equals to elasticity of supply is equals to 0, means what does it mean? Supply is not affected by the price. And when it is equals to infinite, that means supply is highly affected by the price. So these are the 4 possible scenarios in this case. So we will study each of them. So I'm going to make some graphs so that we may learn it properly with the help of these graphs. So now you have to tell me whether this is inelastic, more elastic, or less elastic. So these are the supply curves in these 3 diagrams. So we try to figure out the changings. So when price was P1, quantity supply was this. Price has increased and it causes same increase in supply. Can you see that?
Yeah.
So does it make sense?
Yes.
So what will be the elasticity over here? Elasticity of supply. It will be equal to, why so? Because it is causing same changings in price and demand. So price is 1 and it increases to 2. So supply was 10 and it has increased to 20. So it is causing same changing, same rate of change. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now here we see that price is on this point P1. Price has increased. So whether it is having more changings in supply or less change, higher changings,
High change in supply.
higher changings. So what will be the elasticity of supply? Equal to 1, than 1, greater than 1, 0, what it will be?
Less than 1.
Sorry?
Less than 1.
Greater than 1. We just have to see changing supply. Supply change is higher, so it will be greater than 1. If it is lower, it will be less than 1. Okay?
Yes.
So now here in this case, we see that price was here, P1, and demand was here. So there is a high change in price. Is it causing the same change in supply or not?
No, sir.
So what will be the elasticity of supply? You have to think over it.
Less than 1.
Less than 1, exactly. So less than 1 means it is less affected by the price.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now here comes The next, so this method is called unitary method. What we call it? Unitary method. By this method, we find elasticity of demand. So there is another method by which we can find the elasticity in demand and supply. So that is called percentage method. We call it percentage method. So in this method, we see that simple it is. Percentage change in quantity demand or quantity supply. So divided by percentage change in price. Okay. So this is actually the percentage method. By this method, we see that if we are having quantity demand is increasing or decreasing 10% or supply, and price is increasing or decreasing 5%, so 10 by 5 will be 2%. It is greater than, elasticity is greater than 1. So it means it is more elastic. Haryshaa, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So by yes or no, I will be able to have better understanding whether you are present in the class or not.
Okay.
So did you understand this percentage method?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here comes the next thing. So that is market economic system. So in market economic system, all the decisions are set by the forces of demand and supply. We have learned in our previous lecture how in free market economy, how the price is set with the forces of demand and supply. Sorry. So we see that in market is a place where different buyers come to buy some products, and there are different sellers who are there to sell some different products. So if we see on the buyer end, he wants to gain more as compared to his price, as compared to his money. And when we see the side of the sellers, so they wanted to earn more profit. So that is why each one is playing role, and each one wants to get more benefits. So do you know what is monopoly?
No, sir.
Monopoly is when some company, some firm, or government, or any body that holds all the supply of a product. So that is called the monopoly. If there is only one railway in the country and that is controlled by the government, so government has monopoly on railway. So there are different things we see in the market when a single company is producing the electricity. So we call it electric monopoly. So this is how market works.
Okay, sir.
So now we will study market failure. So market failure, what does it mean? It means when it is less effective on setting the price, or is it less effective to make the decisions. So we call it failure of market. So there are different reasons and causes you can, first of all, when social cost exceeds social benefits. When let's suppose if vehicles are good for us because we are able to go anywhere else we want, but it is producing pollution in the country. It is polluting the environment, and noise pollution, air pollution, or other types of pollutions. So if this social cost is greater than the social benefit, then we call it a market failure, because this is a white elephant, because the benefits that we earn from this product are smaller or lesser as compared to the drawbacks or the difficulties or the problems that it is creating. So that is why we call it market failure. Then the second one is over provision of demerit goods. So demerit goods are the goods that are not good for the health, alcohol, cigarettes, or stuff like that. That is not helpful. That is not having utility. Utility is actually a different thing. So that is causing problems in the society. So we will call it a market failure. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So then lack of public goods. If public goods are not sufficient, what are public goods? Roads, dams, bridges, and all of these things that help the public in order to have ease in their life. So that is called market failure. Or the immobility of resources. If the country or the market is not capable to mobilize its resources, because land is not mobilized, only labor and capital can be mobilized, or entrepreneur or organization. So if we have good roads, good railways, or good very good what we call it airports, so all the means of transportation of commodities or for the employees are well organized, so then we call it a good thing. If there are immobility of resources, we call it market failure. Then there's information failure. As we have learned in our previous lecture, what is information failure? When you see that mobile's price is 10,000, and when we go to the market and we order it at 10,000, but later we know that the actual price of the phone in the market was 7,000, and we paid extra 3,000 due to our misinformation, disinformation, or lack of information. So that will also create a market failure, because market will do better when all the buyers and all the sellers know the total information, the complete information of the market. So
Okay.
then there is abusive use of monopolistic powers. When a company that is holding all the shares, all the supply, and it has full control on the supply, it raises its price, or it stops its supplies in order to make shortage of that product so that they may earn more profit. So this is also a market failure. Haryshaa, got it?
Yes, sir.
So shall I ask some questions about these two topics?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So tell me, uh, when we study market failure, what does it mean when social costs are greater than the social benefits?
So,
Haryshaa, are you listening?
yes, sir.
Okay. So there is no problem. If you don't know the answer, you can say, I don't know. Can you explain it again? Please tell me it again. So I will be there for your help. But the thing is, if you are making notes, then I don't think so you need it. to remind or recall again and again, because when you are having notes on your table, you can see that and you can speak about it. So I don't think so you are making notes, are you?
Sure, I am.
Okay. These are very necessary things. So social cost means when uh, the loss or the difficulties or the problems of a product are greater than its benefits. So that is called market failure.
Okay.
Okay. Here we see that there is a system, mixed economic system. So in mixed economic system, both the market and government intervention coexist, because you see that in Indian market, that is called mixed economic system. Why so? Because government also intervenes in many firms or in many markets to make the price set. So that is why this type of economic system is called mixed economic system. So what are the basic features or key features of this? So here we see that both the public and private sector, they exist, and planning and final decisions all are made by the government. So that is why we call it mixed economic system. So it has some advantages and some disadvantages. Everything in economic having advantages and disadvantages, but we have to analyze if its benefits are greater than its demerits or losses, then we accept it. If its benefits are lower and its costs are higher, so we reject it. So in
Okay.
this case, advantage, when we see its advantages, we see that government can provide public goods. All the roads, dams, and all the bigger and higher or high profile projects that are designed and provided by the government. So government doesn't have to earn profit, but government have to make the life of its people ease. Then government will kept externalities, monopolies, and harmful effects that are created by the open market system, because no one will be the monopoly. And if there's a firm that is a monopolistic firm, if it tries to uh, short its supply, government intervenes and government makes good decisions and set some things for that, set some prices for that, and set some supply for that. So that is controlled by the government. Government also gives jobs, government gives loans, financial helps, and government takes the responsibility of the losses in some cases if they are properly insured. So these are the advantages that are the mixed advantages of mixed economy system. But there are also some disadvantages, because government will definitely impose tax, and
Yes.
government will not care about the firm's profit. Government will care about its public. So you cannot set the price by yourself or by the forces of demand and supply, but you have to follow the policy of the government. Because if you set a high price, government will put a higher tax on you. So you won't be able to compete, or you won't be able to sell your price. So that is why the production, the total supply and demand, both will decrease in some cases. So here we see that what will happen if government intervenes. So this is an interesting thing that I'm going to show you. Here we see that this is our supply curve and this is our demand curve. So we see that before government intervention, when government was not there. Price was this. We see that we were having equilibrium over here. Price was T1 and quantity was Q1. Demand curve was D1 and supply curve was S1. So what will happen if government intervenes? Government, see that if we are having price over here, what will happen? If the price is here, price has gone to P2. We see that there is a gap between demand and supply. Why so? Because you see that supply is here and demand is here. When demand is greater and supply is shorter, so what does it mean exactly? It is called shortage. What we call it? Shortage. So this shortage was set by the company, set by the firms. So government intervenes. Government comes and government pushes this price down. So when the price of this product goes down, automatically it gains the equilibrium over here. So there is another way. If the price is low, so here you see that there is a difference between demand and supply. Demand is here and supply is greater. So when you see that, there are two cases, I'm going to explain those here. When supply was greater than demand, it causes shortage. When demand is greater than supply, public is demanding and supply is shown. So when supply and demand, so here demand is low, demand is less than its supply because excessive supply. So what will excessive supply create? It will increase the price. Okay. So I am sending this to you. Okay, now we see that with the intervention, when the government intervenes, government put taxes, and after that, government put its taxes. Government also gives subsidies. Do you know what are subsidies,
Yes.
Haryshaa?
Yes, sir.
So please explain what is a subsidy.
Sir, a sum of money that is granted by government to the business so that it becomes.
Okay, when a company is in need or it says that I cannot afford the low price, so government sees the scenario and offers a subsidy to those companies that you have to provide it at lower rates because for the sake of the poor public. So that amount of money that is transferred for against every unit the company is producing, so that is called subsidy. But when government takes money on every sale of that product, that is called taxation. Sometimes a cut in taxation or reduction in taxation is also considered a subsidy, but we have to be very careful about it, because subsidy is everything that government gives to the firms to make its price low so that people can purchase that product easily. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so if you have any questions regarding market economy and mixed economic system, please ask with that.
No, sir. No question.
Okay. So what we have learned will so here we have set it. So I have explained what will happen if we are here and what will happen if we are here. So on this scenario, we see that supply is greater than demand. So we call it a surplus. Okay.
Okay.
And here we see that demand is supply is greater, and when demand is greater than supply, what it makes deficit. We will be studying it in our macroeconomic problems as well. Okay, so disadvantages was, first disadvantages is legislation and regulations are set by the government, and government does not allow to earn you more profit. Government's first priority is to make ease of business, ease of earnings for its public. So that is the first point. Then the second one is nationalizing. So when you earn a lot of profit, government has the ability or government has the rights to nationalize. And by nationalize, we mean when government takes all of your business and run it by itself. Then government also puts taxes, so that is also a problem. Then government allows you tradable permits. If government does not wants you to send your product in some particular country, you cannot go and sell your product. So then political incentives. Government also government is a you may say that a set of political people. So they see the trade on their political aspects as well. So when they don't want to go with some country, they do not allow you to sell your product to that country, whether or not you are making more profit or you are able to earn more profit. So then okay, these are sufficient. Now we will go on the microeconomic decision making, that is money. So what is money? Money is actually a medium of exchange for goods and services. Everything we exchange in order to gain something, to purchase something, that is called money. So in ancient time, when money was not introduced, so barter system was introduced, and barter system was practiced, and people were having things against things. So they exchange things against things. So then here comes the gold system, gold standard, and now we have currency notes, and there are many more uh, forms of money nowadays. So we will be discussing about functions of money. So we have to think what is the main function of money. So first of all, when it is a medium of exchange, just a medium of exchange, and it measures value. If a mobile phone is of 10,000 and the second mobile phone is 50,000, it means the second mobile phone is 5 times having more value as compared to the first one. So that measures the value. Then money is also a stored value. So in long run, you can hold your money by yourself. And sometimes deferred payments is also a form of money. So in ancient times, banks were not introduced because there was no need of banks. Then when there was a growth in humans, when number of humans were increasing, population increased, then there was considered a need of banks. So bank is actually a financial institution. So what it does, it takes and gives loans. Just so there are two basic functions. What a bank does, takes and gives loans, business of loans. So actually there are different types of banks, commercial banks and central bank. We categories both of many forms of the banks into two categories. Central bank is actually the bank of the government. Every country has its own central bank. So there are different names. Every country choose a different name for that. So what is the basic function of central bank and what is the basic function of the other banks? So basic function of central bank is to print currency notes, to maintain the monetary policy that is practicing in the country. But on the other side, when we talk about the commercial banks only do business for the sake of profit. Central bank doesn't do this for the sake of profit. Central bank is the father of all banks, is the head of all banks. It controls the banking system in the country. It controls how much money will be produced, how much money will be loaned, how much money will be borrowed. So all of these decisions are set by the central bank. But commercial banks are, most of them are the public banks. So their main thing is to earn more and more profit as a firm does. So functions of commercial bank, it accepts deposits, savings, or it gives loans against interest. It also buys and sells shares on behalf of the client or customer. So it also exchanges currency. It is also considered a tool of central bank because we can submit our utility bills in these banks. We can do payments against our bills in those banks. So, but the function of central bank, first function, the main and core function is to make currency notes, to issue currency notes. So, how the currency notes are printed, that is an interesting thing. So there are different standards prevailing, practicing in the world. Some countries have to reserve something in form of gold, in form of dollars, in form of pounds, in form of euros. So in order to print new currency notes, if a country is not, if a central bank is printing new notes without increasing its security, so what will happen? It will lose the value, the power of the money, and the currency will go down. So we see that this practice is also practicing by many countries because it has many good aspects and bad as well. So we will be studying this in next topic in next session. So I am going to ask you some of the questions, and I think you are ready for that.
So can you explain how does the value of money goes down?
Yes, that is interesting thing. Okay, I'm making writing over here. So when a country prints new notes without increasing its security, so what will happen? Power of money will decrease. because you cannot print currency notes by yourself, and it's not like that. If a country needs money, it can print more and more money. So we call it a deficit investment in economic term, because every central bank is considered and monitored by the IMF, International Monetary Policy Funds, and World Bank, because they set the security level. So in some countries, when you have to print 100 rupees note, so you have to uh, put 30% of gold in form of security in your central bank. Then you will be able to print 100 rupee note. If you don't do that, then what is the use of that money? Because then the power of that money will be decreasing. Why so? Because it is not having the back securities. So when money is holding back securities, then it is possible that it will gain more and more power.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. So I am going to ask you 6 questions in this lecture that we have done yet. So you tell me, what is the function of money?
It is used as a it is used as a medium of exchange of goods.
Okay, medium of exchange. Very good. Of goods. Okay. Measured value. Stores value. So these are the 3 basic functions of the money. So
Okay, sir.
this question is very important because most of the time students experience this question in their exams. Though it is a short question, but you have to learn this, because that when you learn this, then you will be able to learn about how money is used as a tool in monetary policy.
Okay.
Okay, so here, okay, I'm asking you one more thing. I'm going to make this is demand, this is supply. So if the price is here, what we call it? Demand and supply meets over here.
What's the original price?
Yes, so it is excessive
Sure.
supply. Excessive supply. Supply is greater than demand.
So
Supply is
surplus.
greater than demand, so it is surplus. Surplus or excessive supply. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So what will happen if the price is here?
Or when the demand is greater than supply, it is also called deficit.
Okay. Here we see that demand is greater than supply. Uh, when demand is greater and supply is less, we call it shortage. Supply is shortage here.
Or deficit, right?
Yes, you can say that.
Yes.
Okay. Now there is another thing that I want to ask about. If demand curve is like this, what we call it? What is the elasticity of demand in this case particularly?
Or it is equal to 0. So
Well done. Excellent. Very good. So this is our supply curve. So what is the elasticity of supply in this case?
infinity.
Infinite. Okay. So these are three demand curves. So you have to tell me which one is uh, uh, elasticity greater than 1, who's less than 1, who's equals to 1.
Okay.
Talking about this first one.
So the first one is less than 1.
Less than 1. Exactly. Elasticity of demand is less than 1. Fine. In this
The
case,
second one is greater than 1.
elasticity of demand is greater than 1. Fine. In this case,
And it is equal to 1.
is equals to 1. Okay. So here is a scenario. If price increases 10% and demand decreases 5%, what is the price elasticity of demand? This one will be your last one. I have told you about the formula.
Using the formula, right?
Okay. So formula is percentage change in quantity demand divided by percentage change in quantity
Right.
price. So percentage change in quantity demand is 5 and percentage
Oh,
change in price is 10. So it is 1 by 2. We also
0.
can call it 0.5. So it is less than 1.
1.
Okay, fine, Risa. You have done most of the topics in today's lecture. So I need to see the working and I need to see your notes. So please, now we
Yeah.
are closing the class. I will be waiting for the notes that you will be sending us. So I need to see
Yes.
how you make notes and what the values or the topics you think are important to you. So if there's any need of improvement, I will definitely let you know. So I can only tell you if you send me the working, if you send me the notes. So please send
Yes.
the notes to the mail. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, take care, great care of you.
Okay.
Ma'am, are you there?
Yes,
Okay,
I am
Haryshaa.
there. Yeah, I'm there, sir.
Yes, ma'am, we are done.
Okay. Harisha, it's expected that you send the notes, beta. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am, I'll send.
Okay. Okay. Chalo. Bye.
Yes, ma'am, she promised and she will be sending after the class. She's saying.
Okay. 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 Bye.
Okay, ma'am.
Good day.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.